What's going on today? Welcome to the first episode of the JUCO series. Today I got five guys on, five big-time guys that are all top of their respective JUCO classes. We're starting with the number one overall guy. You guys have seen him before in Ellis, Louisville commit, top guy in 2021. As well as his former teammate, Tariq Silver, who's now going to Oregon State. Also another top 2021 guy, Langston Wilson, 35-plus offers, one of the top rising guys in JUCO right now. He's on here as well. We also have Malik Zachery going to be heading out to Buffalo. And we also have Joshua Baker, who will be joining us and later on in the show. But we have a lot of big time discussions right now to get into. You guys are all top guys in JUCO. How did you get to the point, and why did you guys choose the JUCO route? Malik, we'll start with you.
I had to. My grades weren't good enough. I had to take the JUCO route. But I chose Chipola because the coach did a good job recruiting me. You know, it's in the spot that I was at. Chipola, one of the best schools in the country for JUCO, and the area it was in, it was a quiet area, small area, and I wanted to be focused because the last couple years before that I wasn't, so I needed somewhere focused. So it was between Chipola, Tallahassee, Florida Southwestern, and been since I just picked Chipola.
And let's talk about you now, El. I mean, you're obviously a guy, you went through your recruitment process as well, but take us through your decision. Why did you choose Tallahassee and why did you choose the JUCO route?
I mean, coming out of high school, I wasn't a qualifier just like Malik. So, I just had to go ahead and do what I got to do, go JUCO for 2 years, just try to make the best out of it. But I chose Tallahassee because, Coach Zach recruited me the hardest out of any other school. He drove 9 hours to meet with my family and I, so I think that was a really big part of it. And, we just had a real good vibe. That's about it.
And Tariq, I mean, you were El's teammate, obviously. What was that like? And also talk about why you chose Tallahassee.
I mean, my boy L, he started off the year, man. It was a little roller coaster. With him, just getting to college, he didn't really, stuff wasn't really going his way at first. He was actually on the verge of redshirting, and I wasn't finna let that happen. He's showing the whole country what he can do now, and he's only gonna keep getting better. That's my dog, though. But I chose to go to Tallahassee because kind of like the same reason why L chose. The way Zach approaches recruiting was like no other coach that I had recruit me ever. He drove from Tallahassee to Tennessee to see my mom's, then drove from Tennessee to see me when I was still at school at Eastern Michigan. And it was just that type of initiative that he took to build that relationship. And plus, I knew he was passionate about winning, and I wanted to be a part of that.
And how about you, Langston?
I never played high school ball, so I really didn't have like any options or anything like that coming out. I really kind of chose Georgia Highlands because I was kind of like an open gym, and Coach Graham, who the coach for the Smyrna Stars, I made a call to Coach JJ and was like, you know what I'm saying? As a kid looking for a school, I know I had to go with JUCO. I didn't have really good grades out of high school. I was going through a lot of stuff at the time, so. Georgia Highlands was the first school to reach out, and Coach JJ gave me an offer. And when I came on the visit, I just took it.
Absolutely. And Malik, I mean, all you guys now have gone through your recruiting process. Langston, obviously, you're going to be going through it soon. But talk about for you, Malik. I mean, you're obviously going out to Buffalo. Why did you choose Buffalo, and what was it like getting that option and being able to go out there?
I chose Buffalo because the coaching staff did a really good job recruiting me. My coach at Chipola is on the staff here. But it was a hard decision. Out of the final five I had, they all did a really good job. But I'm from New York, and I wanted to be closer to home, closer to my son. So I feel like that was a good spot for me at the moment.
Without a doubt. El, I mean, you've obviously come on before, talked about it. You're going to Louisville. What went the decision? What was it like, get the option to go out to Louisville?
This I will have the opportunity to play home at least 5 to 6 times. This being in the best conference in America, I feel like that was a big reason why. I always wanted to play on the big stage. So being able to do it at Louisville, that was really why.
And for you, Tariq, I mean, you were a guy that was already at a college level. Go back to JUCO, and now you're obviously going out to Oregon State. Take us through what all this transferring has gone through and what it's been like, the point you're at now.
Going to school at first, going to Division I level before, I kind of knew what I wanted to look for when I was choosing my next school. I restarted my recruiting process. Coming out of high school, I didn't really have a recruiting process. So I really wanted to, take my time with this one. And Oregon State, they just got involved with me early. They started recruiting me in September, and they kept going the whole year. Even though a lot of other schools came around, they stayed with it. I developed a good relationship with the coaches early, and then I just wanted to play at a high level and get a chance to display my abilities. And OSU, they give me the right platform to do that. I just felt like it was a no-brainer for me.
Absolutely. Langston, as I said, you're in the middle of your recruiting process, 35 offers right now. What's it feel like to be in the position you're at? How are you approaching your recruiting process now?
For me, it's kind of like it's like a dream come true. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, we grow up. Everybody want to go. From high school to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? That's that. Has 0 high school points. You know what I'm saying? What school I haven't talked to with a D2 school in PA. Just not being through this process before. I'm just really taking my time and slowing everything down and kind of soaking in everything. So I can make the best possible decision. Just because I know, this decision could change my life and not just my life, but my kids and my kids' kids. So.
Without a doubt. Malik, as you said, you come out of this, you have to take the JUCO opportunity and the route. What's it been like just seeing how it turned out for you not being able to go to college? What's it just been like going through this process?
It's good. I always look forward to this, but at the same time, it was a stressful process. Phone constantly ringing from every coach. Everybody in my ear telling me to go here, here, and here. But I just think the process was nice. I enjoyed it. I wish I got to visit more, but I didn't get to. But besides that, it was a good whole situation.
For sure. And I think a typical person doesn't necessarily look at JUCO with a lot of respect. You guys have obviously made a difference. All you guys have made it to high-level college places now. What's it like kind of seeing the change of JUCO basketball and the way people are starting to view it?
It's great. Just knowing people actually starting to take us serious. Not even just us. Any level D2, D3, NAIA. Now people it doesn't matter level. People feel like if you can hoop, you can hoop. So I feel like we all just trying to make a change with it. I just like the way it's going right now.
And Tariq, you're going through your career. I can imagine obviously people have said different stuff about being a JUCO guy. What's kind of your reality now that you've gone through it? What's kind of your thoughts and takeaways for being a JUCO player?
I feel like going JUCO kind of gave me the confidence to become the player that I'm gonna need to be when the season come around. One thing that I loved about JUCO is everybody was in it for the same thing. Everybody wanted to make it out, and it was a grind. And it give you that toughness and that edge to where a lot of people don't have. You start from the bottom. When you go JUCO, either you gonna make it out or it's gonna be the end of your career. Really, I could have went JUCO and had a terrible year, and I probably wouldn't have been playing basketball no more. It was both sides of the spectrum, and I knew that. So I, just going JUCO. I definitely tell somebody. If they feel like they can go JUCO and make it out, I tell somebody to go because JUCO changed my life.
And for you, Langston, what would you say is the biggest thing that you've learned for your first year at JUCO? What's the biggest takeaway you've learned from it?
Coming down to JUCO, you know what I'm saying? Kind of after that year, it kind of around other grown men, you know what I'm saying? And when you come up to me, all I did was sit on the sidelines. I came down thinking it was sweet. You feel what I'm saying? And it just changed me. My biggest takeaway, I feel like, especially now, I can be more of a leader and more someone that people can come to, when they need guidance and things like that. You know what I'm saying? JUCO really a roller coaster mentally. You know what I'm saying? I was at my highest of the highs. You know what I'm saying? Beginning of the season, but as time crept on, you know what I'm saying, and you hear from everybody. You know what I'm saying? That it's all about stats. It's all about stats, and then you start watching your numbers go down. You know what I'm saying? And them coaches that was reaching out to your coach. You know what I'm saying? It's they see them numbers go down, and every time your coach tell you such and such is going to call you, they never call you. But you know what I'm saying? It really taught me a lot of patience and really just how to take my time with everything. You know what I'm saying? And just overall, like I said before, being a man.
No doubt. And you obviously now you're done with your first year now at JUCO, Josh. Take us through what your career's been like to this point and what your first year was like.
My first year was cool. I liked it a lot. It was a real good place for me. and it let me like clear my mind and stuff like that. Like it's no distractions out there. It's just school and basketball. So it's a really cool environment and stuff like that for me to be at.
Absolutely. And what would you say are some of the biggest things you've learned off the court and how to handle yourself throughout your JUCO career?
I mean, the main thing is just being a good person, really. Being a good person to all the people, because in Kansas, a lot of real nice, real genuine people, you know what I mean? So just being a nice person and stuff like that, it'll get you far in life more than it will just playing basketball. So yeah, that's kind of some off-the-court stuff that I learned about just being out there.
And then, Elle, I mean, when you talk about you now, you've become the #1 overall player. You work through. Obviously, a lot of JUCO guys don't always start off easy. It's not easy just to get right into college. What's your advice for incoming freshmen to be able to get adjusted to that college and JUCO level?
Really, I would just say, like, just staying in the gym. Like, that's what helped me, like, blocking out all the outside noise. Just really just worried about, like, what you got to do off the court, as in your schoolwork, and what you got to do on the court. That's really, like, the biggest thing. I mean, I would tell anybody.
And Tariq, I mean, when you talk about stuff that's going to come up throughout your JUCO career, throughout a college career, what would you say is the biggest thing that you've taken from your JUCO experience that you can now apply not only to your college career, but for basketball after that?
I mean, I feel like the biggest thing that I learned from JUCO is that, I mean, even in life, you know, when you at your highs, you can never get too high. And when you at your lows, you know what I'm saying? Don't ever let yourself get too low. I mean, life is going to be a roller coaster. Your season is going to be a roller coaster. You feel me? Not everything is going to go how you want to plan, but it's about how you take it, and it's about your bounce back. I mean, JUCO taught me that.
No doubt. And Langston, for you, I mean, you've got 1 year down. You had a successful year. You have 35-plus offers right now. How do you look to build off that now and continue the same level of play for your second year?
Like, stay humble, like, throughout everything. Like, I ain't signed from my area, you know what I'm saying? I have every school in the book, one thing, and it's going like that. So you really just got to stay focused and stay locked in. You can't never just get that feeling that you're the man, because if you think you're the man, you know, God working mysterious ways, you bound to run into the man one day, and you're going to lose yourself when you see somebody that's really like that, you know what I'm saying? So just keep your head down throughout everything, you know what I'm saying? Remain humble and treat everything as a blessing, you know?
And Josh, obviously, you're an Arizona guy. You went out to Kansas now. That's where you were the past season. Well, when the decision to go out to Kansas?
It was mainly for me, it was just like, where can I go where I can get my mind right and where I can focus and get better to where I'm trying to be at my ultimate goal, which is trying to get to the NBA. And I feel like going there, it was better for me than going to a D1 and rather sitting. Because when I was coming into JUCO, I was kind of skinny. So I felt like me going to JUCO would give me time to build my body right while still getting college experience playing against some D1 athletes. And then I feel like that would better prepare me for D1.
No doubt. And Elle, for you, I mean, we also discussed now, we know the opportunity for you being with something like what Jay Scrub was able to do, go pro out of JUCO. That's something that a lot more guys are going to look into possibly doing. What do you think by Jay doing that? What do you think that kind of has an impact now for JUCO from here on out?
Jay really just opened the door for everybody. So, I mean, now, like, most of the top JUCO guys, they really going to have the confidence to want to do it. So, basically just seeing him do it, I mean, it just gives me the confidence to make me want to do it. So, I mean, that's going to be an option for me from now. So, really just, like I said, like, he really just opened the door for everybody, and I just feel like that was big. So, I guess, like, in a few more years, I mean, we're going to see more guys starting to want to do it.
No doubt. And for you, Malik, I mean, you're getting ready to get on campus. You are in a hotel, as he talks about. Getting ready for whatever this upcoming season is going to look like. How are you preparing for the year?
Just staying mentally focused. You know, it's a lot going on, Corona. So at this time, you got to stay focused. You know, we all want to be on the court, but, you know, we can't right now. So you just got to do the little things, you know, find the gym, you know, work out on yourself. You know, I'm just ready for the season because I sat out last year. I had the red shirt because I injured myself. So it's been a long time since I got to play. So I'm just, you know, staying patient and staying humble and trying to get ready for the season, really.
And Tariq, I mean, you're in the same situation. You're getting ready to go out there, Oregon State. How are you preparing for this year and whatever it's going to look like?
I mean, so I'm out here right now. I mean, we're just preparing as if everything's gonna start on time. I mean, we get like, you know, a lot of restrictions. We get like 8 hours a week when we can only do so much. But it's kind of like what Malik said, though. I mean, just getting in the gym on your own, putting in the work, you know, staying mentally focused with everything going on with the virus. the protest and the elections and all of that. Just stay focused and working on your craft. And, you know, when the season comes, just make sure you're ready.
Absolutely. And Langston, for you, I mean, you coming out of high school, if you're a kid trying to look at different routes, I mean, would you take JUCO over possibly going D2 or D3, or where would you kind of take? What's the best route for a guy coming out of high school?
Like, I mean, you got to look at your fit. I mean, you got to be real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you got 50 Division II offers and one really, really small Division I school offers you, like, you got to play how you feel it is. You know what I'm saying? You got to sit down with yourself and be 100 with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people I know that went D2 and had great careers. You know what I'm saying? And they at the end goal, you know, I think a lot of the end goal is for a lot of guys is to you know, make money overseas. So he's over there making money overseas compared to a guy that was like, I'm chasing D1. He's been on the bench for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? That's just not something, you know what I'm saying, that I think many people want to do. And as for the JUCO route, you know what I'm saying, it's hard. Like, but you know, for kids like me, you know what I'm saying, that didn't get that type of exposure, you know, that wasn't on anybody's radar. You know what I mean? It all works out. So it's really just about yourself and you sitting down with yourself and recognizing where you are and where you want to be and who's going to put you in the best position to be where you want to be.
And Josh, I mean, you talk about you're in the same situation. You had some college opportunities out of high school. You chose the JUCO route. What would you say was the biggest reason, besides us just the adding on weight, that you kind of realized JUCO was the best route for you?
It was just because, like I said, like I'm backtracking. It was just me getting my mind right mentally for the most part. And then adding on to my body weight and stuff like that, that was also a plus. And then I was still going to be getting D1 competition on the JUCO level.
And Malik, I mean, when you talk about building yourself up, becoming a legit player, I mean, obviously there's a ton of JUCO guys out there. How do you separate yourself? How do you become not just a JUCO player, but become a guy that's a highly recruited D1 prospect?
Basically, just, you know, do what you do best. You know, like me, I'm really vocal. A lot of coaches, I separate myself because I'm a really good point guard. I get everybody involved. So just do your strengths. Whatever you do that is your strength, they're going to see, and that's how you stand out. So just do what your strength is.
And I mean, when you're coming out of high school, you're going through your career, what would you say would have been one of the biggest things you possibly would have changed throughout your high school life to possibly change your destiny in terms of going JUCO, or would you say that was the route you still would have wanted to take?
So honestly, like, man, I would have probably I would have did my work for real in high school, so I wouldn't have to, like, you know, waste the 2 years. Well, not waste them, because I mean, it came out to be a good situation, but still, like, had the 2 years to just go to Division I straight out of high school. So, really, I mean, I don't think I would do it though. I mean, I feel like the decision I had to make, it was a good decision, but I mean, doing my work in high school, that's probably the only thing I could really say, honestly.
And as we talked a little earlier, Tariq, I mean, you're a guy that was D1, you went JUCO, you're back at D1 now. If that was your route, I mean, would you rather change something about your first chance at D1, or would you still want to take the JUCO route?
I mean, so it was with my first Division I. I mean, if the coach who wasn't recruiting me didn't get fired, I feel like, you know, my first situation at my first Division I, you know, went sideways. But I mean, you know, when I got out there, I mean, stuff happened, and, you know, I wasn't, you know, I mean, I didn't really have nobody in my corner when I went out there, so that was stuff that was out of my control. But I mean, my situation was a little tricky because I didn't have anything coming out of high school, so I didn't have, like, junior colleges or really nothing. Like, I just had that one school. So I mean, I guess, you know, my path was laid out in a way that, you know, I felt like I didn't feel like that, but I guess God had a plan for me that I had to go on the path that I had to. So I felt like there was nothing that I could have did differently. I wish, though, that I probably could have went JUCO first, because, I mean, I know how good JUCO turned out for me. But, I mean, with me going to the Division I and what happened with me there and pushing me and making me have that hunger, and then going JUCO, having that edge, I feel like everything was just paid out for me in the way that it was supposed to happen.
Absolutely. And for you, Langston, I mean, we talked about it. 35 offers. How do you kind of plan to start narrowing this down and start choosing what the right fit and right school will be for you?
I mean, right now, really relationship is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to look at how coaches are recruiting you, and kind of got to decipher. You know, you got to really do your research, especially in my case. You know, you got to see, you know, who else they're offering. You know, what comes with those guys. You got to recognize if you are a school's first option, top priority, or if you're a second or third on the list. You know what I'm saying? I'm not someone that's really going to get caught up chasing a name. And really, I plan on narrowing my list probably sometime in the coming months. I'm not exactly sure yet. But like I said before, I'm really just kind of feeling everything out and playing it by ear, kind of trying to see how everything goes, listening to what everyone has to say, you know.
No doubt. And Josh, you're in the same situation. You have a lot of offers right now. You're going through this process. How do you kind of plan to start looking at trying to really find the school that you want to go to?
Just kind of piggybacking off what he said, like I'm got to do a lot of research. I'm going to be looking into like who they were recruiting, but especially I'm be seeing like what kind of relationship and bonds that I have with the coaches. So I want to make sure I'm going somewhere where it's like more than a basketball type relationship that I build with the coaches. You know, like I can come to them about life, anything like that. So, and somewhere where I feel like I'm going to play and where it's going to be the best fit. Because I'm getting some offers from a couple big time schools, but I'm not going to go there just to say that I'm going there. Like I want to be somewhere where I'm fit and I can play. So that's going to be my main things.
Without doubt, man. One last question for everyone. We'll start with you, Malik. I mean, when you talk about wanting to kind of be remembered for something, what do you want to remember for what you got done at the JUCO level?
Basically just a good person that was always trying to win, you know, a person that gave his 100% effort every time he got on the court, practice and all that. I just want to be remembered as someone that changed the program around and did what I had to do to be successful.
And Al, how about you?
Like, basically the same thing. Like, I want people to know me like I gave 100% on the court. I mean, try to be the best teammate I can be. I always try to be coachable. I mean, not only just look out for myself and make sure my teammates are good. So, I mean, really just try to change the game for JUCO is really what I want to be remembered by. So whatever route I got to take, which is me going to Rube or me going pro after this year, I just want to be remembered as a great player to come out of JUCO, really.
No doubt. How about you, Tariq?
I mean, pretty much everything that everybody's saying. I mean, you know, I treated JUCO as if, you know, it was my profession. And I mean, I want to be remembered as somebody who you know, showed that they love their craft. I want to be remembered as, you know, a hard worker and, you know, somebody who's a great person. You know, somebody that when people feel like, you know, somebody they can always come talk to. I mean, I have a great ear. You know what I'm saying? I'm a great person and a good leader and all that. And a winner to show that. Got that done. But that's it.
No doubt. How about you, Langston?
I mean, really, like, of course, on a basketball court, you want to have an impact, but, you know, kind of like what I look at is, you know, having an impact outside the court. You know what I'm saying? I come from kind of a small neighborhood in the Philadelphia area, and, you know, kids ain't got a lot of people to look up to. So, you know, even being in Rome, not being somewhere that I'm from and was born in, you know, they welcome me with open arms. You know, a lot of times, like, I ain't have nothing to eat, and people looked out for me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just being that person, you know, that the young boy that play at the little middle school, you know, down the street can come to and be like, yo, can you come to my game? You know what I'm saying? Come to the game, watch, support him. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't understand, you know, how big that could be for somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know, like for me, like I've had those persons. I've had a couple people like that, you know. So just really, of course, on the court, working hard and being a leader and being a role model on the court, but off the court as well. You know, how I carry myself, you know, how I talk to people, how I interact with people in the community, you know, that you know, 4 years down the line, God willing, I'm playing professional basketball, you know, I can come back to a Highlands game and those people are coming up to me like, yo, like, how you doing? And I'm talking to them people, you know what I'm saying? So really just trying to leave my mark on both ends of the spectrum.
No doubt. How about you, Josh?
Man, I would just say a man that was a very respectful young man and that just always took the time to make time for the fans and stuff like that. Just little stuff like that, what he said. It's more about the people that I'm playing for and stuff like that. Because I'm always play basketball because I love it. But, yeah, just a man that worked as hard as he can and always wanted the best for others. Was just a good person, man. That's what I want to remember.
For sure, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you all for coming on today, and best of luck wherever you guys play when you guys get back on the court.
Appreciate you.
All right, talk to you later.